The Galactic Council's military training facility hummed with the usual efficiency of 1,000 species learning the art of warfare. Commander Zekthor, a towering Krillian with 6 arms and chitinous armor, stood before the assembled instructors, his mandibles clicking with curiosity. "We have reviewed the training protocols of 847 species," he announced, his translator converting the harsh clicks into common galactic. "Yet the humans remain anomalous. Their soldiers display unprecedented resilience, creativity under pressure, and something our psychologists cannot quantify, an irrational refusal to surrender even in hopeless situations." Akeem, a young human liaison officer with dark eyes and a calm demeanor, sat quietly in the back of the amphitheater. She had been assigned to the council only 6 months prior, fresh from Earth's diplomatic corps. Beside her, Harry, a grizzled human instructor with silver threading through his beard, leaned back in his chair with a knowing smile. "Instructor Akeem." Zekthor's voice boomed across the chamber. "You are human. Perhaps you can illuminate this mystery. How does your species train your warriors from childhood? What brutal regimen creates such formidable soldiers?" The amphitheater fell silent. 300 alien eyes, some compound, some thermal, some existing in spectrums beyond human perception, fixed on the young woman. Akeem stood slowly, glancing at Harry, who gave her an encouraging nod. "Commander, I'm not sure you'll understand. Our training doesn't work the way you think it does." "Show us," demanded General Throck, a Vorian whose species had conquered 17 systems through sheer military discipline. "We have shared our methods. The Vorian creches where infants are taught pain tolerance, the selenite conditioning chambers, the Krillian combat nurseries. Show us yours." Harry rose beside Akeem, pulling out a small data chip. "All right. But don't say we didn't warn you." The lights dimmed. A holographic display materialized in the center of the amphitheater. The first image showed a human child, no more than 3 years old, climbing a wooden structure in what appeared to be a recreational area. The child reached the top, stood triumphantly, then promptly fell backward. The gathered aliens gasped. Surely this was the beginning of a harsh lesson. But instead of instructors rushing to punish the failure, an adult simply picked up the crying child, held them close, and then, incomprehensibly, placed them back at the bottom of the structure. The child climbed again. "This is a playground," Akeem explained softly. "Human children play on these from age 2 until adolescence. They climb, they fall, they learn. No one forces them. They choose to try again." The footage shifted, children running, chasing each other with wild abandon, laughing as they dodged and weaved. "No weapons, no formation drills, just chaos." "Tag," Harry said. "A game. They learn spatial awareness, pursuit tactics, evasion maneuvers. They don't know they're training. They think they're having fun." More footage. Children building structures from blocks only to destroy them and start over. Children arguing over rules to games they'd invented themselves, learning negotiation. A small girl protecting an even smaller boy from bullies, standing her ground despite being outnumbered. "Where is the discipline?" General Throck demanded. "Where are the instructors beating compliance into them?" "We don't," Akeem said simply. "We let them fail. We let them hurt themselves in small ways so they learn their limits. We let them make choices and suffer the consequences. We teach them that falling down is not the end. Getting back up is what matters." The footage continued. A human father teaching his daughter to ride a bicycle, running alongside her, letting go, watching her crash, then encouraging her to try again. The child's determination growing with each failure. An older clip showed children learning to swim, flailing, sinking, learning to trust the water in their own bodies. "This is madness," breathed a selenite observer. "You expose them to danger with no certainty of success?" "Yes," Harry said, his voice rough with emotion. "Because life has no certainty of success. We don't train children to follow orders perfectly. We train them to think, to adapt, to survive." The footage shifted to something different. A classroom. Human children of various ages working together, not on combat scenarios, but on a project. Building something, solving a problem together. When they failed, their instructor didn't punish them. Instead, she asked, "What did we learn? What will we do differently next time?" Then came footage that made several aliens shift uncomfortably, human parents comforting children after nightmares, holding them when they were afraid. celebrating their smallest victories with disproportionate joy. Humans teaching their offspring that it was acceptable to feel fear, to acknowledge pain, to cry and then to stand anyway. "You weaponize love," whispered a Krillian instructor, their translator barely able to process the concept. "You make them strong by making them weak?" "No," Akeem said, her voice fierce now. "We make them strong by teaching them they don't have to be strong alone. Every human soldier knows someone is waiting for them to come home. Every human soldier fights not just for victory but for the people they love. That's not weakness. That's the most powerful weapon in our arsenal." The final footage played. A recording from Earth's most recent conflict. A human unit surrounded, outnumbered 5-1, ammunition depleted. By all military logic, they should have surrendered. Instead, they fought with improvised weapons, protected their wounded and sang, as they held the line until reinforcements arrived. The amphitheater was silent. Then, something unprecedented happened. General Throck, the undefeated Vorian commander who had personally overseen the training of 10,000 warriors, made a sound their species reserved for mourning. "We have been training soldiers," he said quietly. "You have been training survivors. Warriors who know why they fight. We thought strength came from eliminating weakness. You taught your children that falling is part of learning to stand." Tears, a universal constant among species with sufficient emotional complexity, began appearing throughout the amphitheater. Not tears of sadness, but of understanding, of recognizing something profound they had missed. Commander Zekthor approached Akeem and Harry, his 6 arms folded in a gesture of respect. "We asked how you train warriors. You showed us how you raise humans. The question was wrong from the beginning." Akeem smiled, thinking of her own childhood. Scraped knees and encouragement, failed tests and patient explanations, fear faced with a parent's hand in hers. "We don't train children to be soldiers, Commander. We raise children to be human. When the time comes to stand and fight, they already know how. They've been practicing since they took their first steps." "And if they fall?" asked a young Selenite instructor. Harry's smile was gentle but fierce. "Then they get back up. That's what humans do. We've been teaching our children that since the beginning. Not through cruelty, but through love. Not by making them hard, but by teaching them it's okay to be soft and to fight anyway." The footage ended, but the lesson had just begun.